Welcome to Entrepreneurship with Peter Christo. Today I interview Velenie Jacob from Port Vila in Vanuatu. Velenie is a consultant who assists entrepreneurs, particularly female entrepreneurs in developing economies in the South Pacific region, to not only develop their business ideas but also access money through government programs and also loans. Velenie is committed to her cause. I think she's doing extraordinary work. I apologise for the sound quality. It's not perfect, but it's very, very well worth listening to. And certainly if you speak Bislama out there, there's a little bit of Bislama as well for you. So thank you and enjoy my conversation with Velenie Jacob. Look, Velenie, thank you so much for speaking with me. I know this is a little bit unconventional for what you normally do, but maybe you can introduce yourself to the audience, which is really just my mum who's listening.
Okay.
So it's not a very big audience, but if you maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing, how you got to what you're doing now, and just so we can understand who you are.
Okay, thank you, Peter. Happy New Year to everyone who is listening. Thank you for this opportunity to have this talk with you. My name is Velenie Jacob, and I come from the islands, or the island country Vanuatu. I'm in my mid-30s. What I used to do before I was employed, I was basically in the financial sector. I was employed for over 15 years. And in my employment, I came to find out the need of people lacking financial literacy. So I decided to come out from employment and create a company that addresses or specifically addresses the need for developing financial literacy, and I combine that with entrepreneurship, and yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Right. Okay. So that's very interesting because as you know, I spent a bit of time last year now in Vanuatu. And that was one of the things that kept on popping up because of the education going through the younger stages of school. Financial literacy and even literacy in general was a challenge. So I guess asking people or helping people with businesses, new businesses and business opportunities must be hard if you have financial literacy issues.
Yes, it's definitely hard. I was employed by a credit institution
Mm-hmm.
where we get loan applications from basically local entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
And the challenge is that getting them to submit financials and us having to understand what their needs are through
Yep.
their finances, through their financials. But it's quite hard getting that from them. So that's when I see the need for educating people to start, just doing simple financial records and stuff. And to do that, it requires a lot of education back down to a level where some are not even educated.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the locals are not even educated, so they try their best to avail these loans, credits, at a very small pace, but it's very hard for them to just get their books in order.
So how do you do
Very
that?
simple stuff.
How do you teach someone who's really coming from level 0 or level 1? Do you need to teach them how to count, or how do you do that? What do you do?
So basically, I combine kind of coaching with what I do. I get to find out what they understand first, what they're capable of understanding, and then from that level, I take them. Okay, if you're in that level, then we can maybe start you off with something, just teaching you how to write if you can't write. I've dealt with people who can't write at all, so they just express their themselves with drawings, and yeah,
Wow.
that's the kind of level that we're dealing with.
Right. But I guess, would it be fair to assume if somebody's coming, thinks that they need a loan, they must understand something in terms of money. They need
Yes.
they need $1,000 to buy a piece of equipment, or they need $500. Is that, or is that just a like a number that doesn't mean anything to them? They just want that so they can buy the equipment for their boat or whatever it is that they need to buy.
We've had, in my experience, we've had to send back a lot of people who haven't met the criteria. So we have to send them back to just we don't when I was in that institution, we don't really spend the time to teach them. We just tell them that no, you got to develop yourself first
Yep.
before you come back and get something like that. So we basically send them to microfinances in banks and stuff. Yeah, so basically at that level, we kind of not target that group of people. Yes.
Okay. So what compelled? Because you're doing an entrepreneurial venture yourself. So you left the security of your employment, starting a
Yes.
business. So who pays you? So is it the bank that pays you, or is it a government body that pays you, or is it the customer?
So I set up this consultancy where I partner with institutions that are already running financial literacy, already running courses that are more oriented towards entrepreneurship. So that's where I come in. I sell my services there, and then they hire me for my services to the people.
Oh, I see. So it's those organisations that pay you. They're like a teacher sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And how's that going for you? How long have you been doing that?
It's been 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I started in 2020. I started in 2020. It's already been 3 years, and yeah, it's looking good. Um, my challenge is that because I see the need in all the islands because Vanuatu is
Yeah.
scattered in
80 something
very
islands, I think, isn't it? 83 or
yes,
something?
yes, 83 islands. My vision is to promote financial literacy in the whole of Vanuatu, but you can imagine the challenge of
Right.
having to reach all the islands is one of my biggest challenge. So I use Facebook as a platform to advocate, but then when it comes to delivering that service, I can't be in two places at once. And I'm trying to build a team that would be in the same mindset as I am doing to, if there's more of us, then we can reach a lot of people from the scattered islands.
Yeah. Yeah. And how's that going? Is it hard to find those sorts of people?
It's quite hard, yes.
What's
It's
the
quite hard.
challenge? Is it that they don't understand small business and entrepreneurship, or is it something else?
I guess the challenge is for someone to sacrifice like what I did.
Uh-huh.
I had to sacrifice my job
Regular
to
income.
yes,
Yep.
yes. There's a lot of potential. Like there's a lot of people that have the potential to build that, but then you have to make a sacrifice to actually come out and do what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay. So how would you structure that, Velenie? Would you do like a franchise, or would you contract them in as employees? How would you do it?
I'd like to. I'd like to be able to because the government has used me once. In remote places, we have this area administrators that we can educate people through this system, the system of the area administrator. I'd like to create a model that will, if it's beneficial for if the government sees that it's beneficial, then we create that model to replicate throughout the area administrators. So maybe they kind of, pay me to train some people to carry out that in each different area secretaries, area administrators. So it kind
Yeah.
of yes.
So I guess getting money from the government is one thing, but to have a sustainable business, you probably need a model that can make you profitable based on the clients paying you. Would you maybe the lenders pay you a fee like a broker if you're helping the clients secure loans and you're helping them, or would that not work?
Yeah, that would work. A lot of what I'm doing now, the money mainly comes from the donor funding
Right,
agencies like OSAID and yeah, MFAT and DFAT, right?
right.
So yeah, but if the lenders see a need for that as well, that'd be great. Yes.
Yeah, or you could have a multiple. But I'm imagining a franchise model where if you're generating the business and then feeding it through to people, then that probably would be something. How is it being received from the government? Are they do they see value in what you're doing? Are they welcoming the work that you're doing?
There's been interest. I'm getting feedback from people in the Reserve Bank, and yes, there's been interest in there. But I guess just getting things together and coordinating something is something else. But I'm getting a little bit of
Yeah, yeah. And can I ask what sort of businesses you're working with? Are they, farmers, or are they technologists, or are they professional? I mean, I guess if they're financially literate, that might be not be sort of white collar type jobs.
so the one of the biggest audience that I've dealt with is the return seasonal workers.
Oh, okay.
That
Oh,
have
they come back with some money in their pocket, and yep,
yes,
yep.
yes. We have a program that's set up through VLab, where it targets mainly the seasonal workers. So in my line of work, that would be the biggest audience that I get from the services that I provide through the donor partners. And other than that, it's just individuals, small startup. In Vanuatu, mainly people that are starting businesses are starting because they have a need in the home.
Yeah.
So it's mostly women that I deal with that
Okay.
are startups.
Right. Well, that was going to be my next question. So, is that the area that's the most? Why mainly women? Is it they're the ones who are interested in doing the businesses, and maybe are the men more interested in maybe driving the vans or something? What's happening there?
The way I see it, it's mostly that women see a need, as women are the most managers in the home,
Yep.
and they see a need for education. We pay for school fees, and we have to have roof over our head. We have to pay for food for our family. So it mainly comes out
The women.
from women. Yes.
Isn't it interesting? I think that is so common throughout the world, particularly in developing economies. I think, and you may know more than me here, that so there's a program that I contribute to called Kiva that lends money directly to people, and the ones that default the least, the ones that pay back the loan mostly, are the women.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't know what that says to us, but I think it's a safer bet to support female entrepreneurs. And I'm the son of a female entrepreneur, so I guess I've got a soft spot from that.
Right. Yeah. As we're talking about this year I just started getting women into groups from my neighborhood, from my street where I live. There's about 20 households, and in these households I kind of get women together, and we started talking about what other, because some of the women are just stay-at-home moms.
Yep.
Some of them, yeah, they do part-time jobs. So basically get them together, and then we identify what can you do that others can benefit from, or what skills do you have. So We
Right.
kind of get these group together and we share our skills and experiences. What can we help each other with?
Right.
And then we get the men as well. Their husbands, they have plumbing skills and electrician skills. So we create a community where we share all these information with us, so that if anybody in the home that needs anyone to babysit their kids, so that they can just come to town 1 or 2 hours and go back. We set a prize for that, and we kind of structure it so that we circulate money within that area in the
Right.
in the neighborhood that we live in. So it's kind of very empowering to these mothers, because most of them, they just stay at home with nothing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now that we get exposed to each other, it kind of creates a revenue for them as well.
Yeah. That's fantastic. So that's mainly Port Vila, or are you doing that in other islands as well?
No, I just started that in January this year, and it's just within my within the resident where I live in, just my little street.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good testing ground for a
Yes,
concept. Yeah.
yes.
I
So
think.
the overall view is to test it and
Yep.
see if it works, and then we can expand and
That's a great
remodel it.
idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. And do you have supports? I know you're working through VLab and Chris Elphick. What's the support that you have from your peers to assist you navigate your way through? Because you're doing two things. You're helping entrepreneurs, but you're also an entrepreneur yourself. You're building this business and letting it morph into something sustainable that has multiple people doing what you're doing and multiple revenue streams, and I guess being known as a business that can do this stuff, and hence, the MFATs and the DFATs of the world and the, UNDP, etc., can I guess identify you and support you. This episode is sponsored by 3P Legal. I've been a customer of Peter North as my lawyer, and now 3P Legal for over a decade. Peter and his team are friendly and approachable, which takes the stress out of having to navigate the complexities of legal business matters. Whether starting a business, buying or selling a business, handling contracts or estate planning, their personalised attention and quality of work is second to none. Find Peter and his team at www.3pcorp.com.au or email pnorth@3plegal.com.au if you need commercial or personal legal services, particularly if you're a startup.
So we develop a group of coaches. Mm-hmm. There's 10 of us, mm-hmm. and we've developed us in a way that we set up a team that there's only 10 of us. It's quite a small resource for a very big need, and that's just our team. It's just a team of 10 people. We come together every week, and then we sort of encourage each other. We learn from what we do from others, from the other coaches, and whatever experience they go through, and then we share with each other. We've been going through the path of getting a global accreditation, coaching accreditation.
Okay.
So there's already 3 of us that have gained the European Mentoring Coaching Council accreditation. Yes.
Right. So who are the other 2?
It's myself and Anita Ambong and Joel David.
Right. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So if you were to, I guess, say something to MFAT, DFAT, UNDP, what would you like to tell them about the support that you would like? Obviously, it's money, but what is the information on the ground in terms of what you're seeing, and what could they do better?
Right. So right now we've had programs that are targeting mainly incubation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's starting up. It's business incubation for those who are just startups and trying to get them up to speed, or trying to find ideas that try to strengthen them in their business ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another, after we go through incubation, there's another stage, which is the accelerator.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying to target the accelerator bit.
Right.
So once we get the entrepreneurs that have left incubation, they would still need support through an acceleration program.
Right.
So there's a need for that as well, in getting these people through the accelerator program. So we kind of have the concept to run an accelerator program. It's just having the support to push that through is something, and also getting people to the resources,
Yeah.
right? The human resource that we need to run this accelerator program.
So so you're talking about the skills and the education who can do the acceleration, because
Yes.
there's certainly people here in Australia who, understand incubation, understand accelerator programs, but they're very much tailored for developed economy.
Yeah.
What are the differences in a developing economy, which is mainly agricultural and obviously the low literacy and financial literacy? Where do you find those sorts of people?
I guess if there's it would be good for a mixture of having an Australian person, and I mean, yeah, connecting everything together, having a mixture of developing something that would suit the context here,
Yep.
but also a little bit of what they would contribute to that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so for a foreign, and it would really help a lot because um, I find it very useful to have a foreigner as well being part of the advising, because like I always say that this needs to do with money. It's like a
Yep.
foreign thing, right? We actually need somebody with a foreign mindset to
To assist.
to support as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I'm just wondering. I can imagine, because I had some long conversations with University of South Pacific,
Right.
and I felt that particularly at that level, they had theory, theoretical stuff that they wanted to do, but there wasn't something practical from there. So I see yours as grassroots, from the bottom up, close to the customer, close to the problem, close to the culture, and actually having hands-on, what we call hands-on, the client to help them. Whereas I feel that, maybe UNDP, University of South Pacific at this stage, but I don't know what the other ones are doing, they're disconnected from the reality of what's going on. Whereas the people like yourself and Chris and some of the other people that I met there seem to be helping on a shoestring, whereas the money sometimes is going to other areas, which is really not trickling down to help the people that really need that help. It's all very diplomatic and political and careful with their words, and and everyone has a title,
Yes, that's so true. Uh, I was having an interview last time with one of the donors, and they were asking, if you were to run, or if you were to bring women together, what would you see what what group of people would you see are the most needy to be in the program, part of the program? So I said, we got to go down to the bottom. We got to go down to the bottom, because if we're looking at the middle class, those are some of the people that have already been in support
Right.
institutions before, and they've had a lot of support. But if we want to see an impact, we would go down more below.
Right. Yeah. Look, I'd be inclined to agree. That feels right from my little experience. The people that need the most are not the people who are already, in that middle class.
Yes.
That's more an aspirational thing, whereas this is a survival thing in a way too. This is how do I feed my family? How do I pay my bills? How do I use technology to help my situation to just get out of that riskier end of life, and then I guess to educate the next generation of children. So one of the challenges that I bumped into, and I'd be interested in your comments here, was around the fact that Bislama is the national language, not English. So English isn't taught, whereas the international language of business is English. Is that a problem?
Yes, for especially for us delivering workshops, yeah, we because our education is through English, and then when we start developing materials for workshops, it's in English, and having to translate that into Bislama is something else that we have to consider.
Yep.
And there's not a lot of trainers around who have the capacity, or maybe I wouldn't say capacity, but a lot of trainers are not really good in translating things back to Bislama and then delivering it.
Yep.
So that's another skill that we have to develop as well, to go down to the level, the language level for young entrepreneurs.
So do people have to actively go out and learn English in Vanuatu, or is it taught in schools or in high school?
It's taught in schools and high schools, but recently we have someone that's now delivering English courses.
Right.
So for people who have not been through English, taken English or gone through an English class, they would go.
Yeah.
Alex would be the person to go to learn English.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. So would you like to, this, you don't have to do this, but would you like to speak to any listeners in Bislama and tell them a little bit about how they should contact you, and how you can help them? Maybe we open up the conversation in Bislama a little bit. I don't speak Bislama, of course.
Okay. Thank you, Peter. So I'll speak in Bislama to whoever's listening. If you're in suppose you start Vanuatu, or you start Australia or New Zealand, you go for seasonal work or you go abroad for work. Me name Blomi Velenie. We start making business consulting with them all small business. Where you start at business ideas yet, or you start making business for you finish. You find them say you need in help, financial management. Maybe you start look all money come inside, more money stuck outside, but say money is stuck where, or say how much you report them. Do you say business please start making one profit, or start making profit, or you want to say value the business please, balance sheet for business please, but you look there one, and now you start making one change to business please, you start reach out to come to me, me start helping you with them. One where you can make up on Facebook page when me no more start to have Velenie Jacob. More ikat wanarula page flow company me. I mean narara consulting. You have reach out. You got more information. How now you have helping you. So we combine them coaching with them consulting. Business me. We look forward to helping you. Suppose you needing one help site run and business for you. Thank you, Thomas. Listen me.
I think I understood most of that.
Oh, nice.
That was fantastic, and I think that's just so important. So I'm bilingual, multilingual, I guess now, and it's so important for this to be as personal for people. So that was wonderful that you said that. So maybe in English now, if you want to send a message to the developed economies on how they can support what you're doing, which I think is really, really meaningfully important, particularly for female entrepreneurs in remote areas who haven't got the support that we're so used to in the West, and even in places like Port Vila. Would you like to tell them a little bit about what you do, and also tell them how they contact you if they want to support what you're doing?
All right, thank you, Peter. So if you're listening and interested in or you're focused also in building entrepreneurs, I can be contacted in Port Vila. So what we do here is for very remote people, but it would really help if you're listening and wanting to help in empowering women in entrepreneurship, especially. And if you have a program that we can fit into, or we can talk more to have it contextualized to what we have here, and getting inspiration from what you are doing in your line of work, please feel free to reach out to me. I have my Facebook page, which is under my name, Velenie Jacob, and also my business page, which is Narara Consulting. Narara Consulting, Narara Consulting. And you could also reach out to my email, which is consultnarara@gmail.com. consultnarara@gmail.com. I look forward to partnering with people, businesses, or women that are into empowering other women in business. And it would be a great opportunity for remote women that's struggling to get her business up and running to be inspired by someone like you.
That's fantastic. And certainly if anybody has trouble contacting Velenie, please just send an email to hello@entrepreneurship.au and we will put you in touch. Absolutely, for sure. Velenie, thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it. I think what you're doing is hand on heart, very important work. So congratulations to you, and I guess thank you for everybody that doesn't have a voice to thank you. And I hope we can have you on again and bring us up to date what's happening in Vanuatu. I don't know when I'll be back, but I'm hoping to come back again, maybe sometime this year. Sorry, now it's this year, and catch up face to face and see how you're going. But thank you for your time. And all the best.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And if you're coming over to Vanuatu anytime, please feel free to reach out and we can catch up anytime you're coming to Port Vila again. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
My pleasure. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Velenie Jacob. I think she's doing extraordinary work in the area in very difficult circumstances in the South Pacific. Please feel free to reach out to her. And for the moment, take care of yourself, stay safe. This is Entrepreneurship with Peter Christo.